Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Reno 911, The Hunt for QAnon. And this is a new Paramount Plus TV special, and for me personally, I've never actually watched Reno 911. It's definitely towards the top of my binge-watching list, and will probably be watching it within this next year, but I've never actually watched Reno 911. I've just heard, it's silly, they're all a bunch of despicable characters, and going into this TV special film, which is like an hour and 25 minutes, it is legitimately a feature-length comedy film, and focusing on the fact that, the pizzeria that supposedly has a child trafficking ring in the basement, with no basement, is in Reno, and they want to sue Q. So then the cops at Reno 911, they have to go find Q, and they sign up for Q's Booze Cruise and go out and try to find Q. And you have all the characters set up, and from the very start they set the tone of the movie with Dangle, played by Thomas Lennon, his bike gang lifted by a bunch of balloons, and how all of them react to it as a bunch of crazy nut jobs pulling out guns and all kinds of stuff and trying to shoot him down, and all of the zaniness that really sets the tone for this film, which this is just ridiculous. There's a lot of slapstick comedy. Most of it works. There's a really fun motor scooter chase on the cruise that they're on that gets a lot of laughs. There's also some crazy over-the-top action sequences towards the end of the film, and the reality of how it turns out to be is probably even better with the gag. But you have the fun physical comedy. There are some running gags, like you have Kerri, Kenney's character, who's on a lot of antipsychotics, and she starts having these hallucinations, and she has this one running gag of seeing the same guy. I don't want to ruin any of the cameos, because there's a lot of fun cameos from comedic actors, and the particular person that she keeps seeing, it's a fun running gag. And there's also some other things where it's just like, not all the jokes land. Some of it's just really stupid. And you have this film kind of working in three big chunks, because you have the first part where they're chasing after who they think is Q, which leads to the fun motor scooter chase. And who plays this character, it was so inspired, and they're really funny. It's a lot of fun. You can tell that they're just zinging all this improv all the time and playing really well off of each other. What the film kind of slows in the center, because it goes into a whole entire subplot of them being stuck on the cruise ship for extreme diarrhea outbreak. So, I'm pretty sure they're trying to, parallel COVID, but they don't confront COVID right on, so they make a joke of it's extreme diarrhea because, everybody gets diarrhea on a cruise. And I think that part was funny, but, the whole section of the movie where it just kind of divulges into this craziness and, mutiny and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, this is a little too off base, and you can tell that they're, stuffing the plot to make this feature length. Because then they get to the third act of the film where they really find Q. And what it all turns out to be is very much like Family Guy Cartoon Wars kind of thing. And I think it's a clever and it's stupid, but it's a smart thing to do to make it really stupid. And they have some fun cameos with that. And that whole last part of the film, they do that's where a lot of the great, crazy, over-the-top action and fun happens. And when this film is sticking to that through line and not getting too far off base, it's having a lot of fun. And other parts, it's not all the jokes work, but you have all these actors who are so committed to these despicable characters all across the board, because you have Thomas Lennon back, and he's such a great central piece here. Wendi, McLendon-Covey has a great subplot because she has this connection with this one guy who they think is Q that they keep chasing, and Niecy, Nash, Ian Roberts, Cedric, Yarbrough is a lot of fun too. Kerri, Kenney, Robert Garant, Mary Birdsong, and Carlos Alazraqui, and like Birdsong, she gets there's a musical number at one point during the film, and she gets to have some fun central pieces to that. But in general, this is a general plot with a whole bunch of other stuff thrown in. And do I think it completely works as a full feature-length film? Not quite, but there's plenty of laughs and this committed cast to keep it afloat and some fun cameos. And in general, I had a fun time with this movie. It's a TV special right there on Paramount Plus. They're really going at it with South Park and now Reno 911. So I'd be down, and I heard that they might be reviving this series as a whole, so I gotta get on it and catch up on it. But those are my thoughts on Reno 911, The Hunt for QAnon. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV, movies, combo. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.